Yeah, I just got to ask. I'm a little worried. No, I'm not worried. I'm questioning the idea of the number one seed in the East and that they've basically been on cruise control for the last 20 games or so. They can't be caught. It's nowhere close. None of these games matter to them. They can lose the rest of them. They still have the number one seed locked up. How worried are you about the fact that the Celtics are not going to be battle tested going into the NBA playoffs because everything's been so easy for them this year?
I am a little bit worried. The Celtics, it's not just that we've been cruising. The Celtics have always had a problem the past couple of years of finishing out games. And this problem still persists, it doesn't matter. Since Brad Stevens was coaching, this problem has persisted of not closing out. I don't know what the coaches are doing, whether it's Brad or Ime or Joe or whoever's coaching that season. We're not closing out the games that we should be. We get up very high and then we just, whatever. It doesn't really matter at this point. The East doesn't scare me. That's kind of the thing. Once we get to the finals, if we get there, that's what makes me nervous. If we're looking at teams that truly make me nervous in the East, is a couple of guys. The Bucks don't really concern me that much, if I'm being honest, which I know is crazy. They're the second seed. The Cavs are up there in terms of not being concerned. The Magic don't concern me because of the lack of playoff experience. The Knicks do concern me if OG is healthy. They're one of the best teams in the league in all statistical categories. They're like 18, 19, and 2 with OG Anunoby actually playing. Again, they're one of the best teams in the league with him playing. They make me a little nervous. And the goddamn avoid after April king himself, Jimmy Butler, makes me nervous in the playoffs, for obvious reasons. Outside of that, if we can avoid or get past these teams, if Jimmy could just lose in the play-in, I think I'm okay because they're going to be in the play-ins.
You're not worried
The
about the
Bulls aren't
Pacers
catching
at all?
No, not really.
Okay.
They're a bad defensive team. Tyrese Halliburton is playing hurt, so he can get to his 65 games, so he can qualify for his All-NBA stuff. And he's shooting terrible. 17% from 3 in March is not very good for Tyrese, a guy who was very efficient shooting. Still gets his 12 assists, minimal turnovers, but he's just playing hurt. He's very off balance. And we're talking about a guy who is shooting a very high percentage while off balance, one of the best in the league. And something's off after All-Star break. So I'm not super concerned about it right now. So I am concerned about the cruise control stuff because we have a history of it. Let's just get to the playoffs, man. Is that it, Drew?
I mean, a battle-tested, fighting for everything they got Milwaukee Bucks team coming up against a Boston Celtics team that's been on vacation mode the last 3-4 weeks of the season is definitely interesting. But I think that we could look back at in the offseason this upcoming season, which I'm sure we're going to be diving into the NBA draft and stuff like that, which is going to be exciting because it's like 3 international guys for the top 3, not even anyone that's playing in college. Speaking of which, shout out to Oakland for knocking off Kentucky tonight. That's freaking wild. I think Calipari's got to go. But we're going to get some random influx of Kentucky fans on that one comment. Kentucky basketball. I don't know. De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk. I don't pay attention to Kentucky at all. I think that we may look back in the offseason at the Celtics hoisting a trophy and just be like, well, yeah, duh. They were the best team in the NBA all season. They marched through the playoffs and they were ready to go. So I think it go 2 ways. It does make me a little nervous just because they look so good right now. But at the same time, and if the Kings ain't winning the finals, I'm okay with the Celtics winning the finals for you. Obviously, we don't have the animosity towards each other on the basketball side as we do on the football side, which is funny because we did have to sit through a Kings Celtics bloody massacre this year that I decided to finance the tickets on, and every month I make a $27 payment on those tickets to my credit card, and it's like, well, that was a waste of time. I shouldn't have even gone. So shout out to the freaking guy that kept cleaning up the spilled water every 30 seconds next to us. So that was the highlight of my day. Like, hey man, it's piling up. You better wipe it down. That usher, he was on it, bro. Shout out to the Kings organization. They got some quality, hardworking ushers out there at Golden One Center.